Hello and welcome to S24 Rundown. I am Zainab Ibrahim and here's our news in brief. Start with, the federal government has begun paying long overdue salary arrears owed to members of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, following the review of the consolidated medical salary structure. According to the association, payments covering between 1 and 6 months have already started reaching some doctors, with several beneficiaries confirming receipts. The union's leadership assured members that the disbursement process is ongoing and urged those yet to be paid to remain patient as efforts continue to ensure everyone is covered. However, officials noted that part of the arrears, particularly those for August, may experience slight delays due to administrative issues, potentially pushing payments back by 1 to 2 weeks. In another news, terrorists had abducted more than 50 residents to Zango community in Kankara local government area of Katsina State and demanding a ransom of 150 million naira for their release. The attackers reportedly stormed the village over the weekend, targeting mostly women and children after earlier abducting 2 individuals from the same area. Residents say the government later contacted families, instructing them to inform the community that all captives would only be freed upon payment of the huge ransom. The incident has heightened fear among locals, with many fleeing their homes to safer areas amidst repeated attacks in the region. Also, former Minister of Petroleum Resources Dezani Alison Maduke has denied allegations of bribery and corruption during her ongoing trial at a London court, insisting she never solicited or accepted any form of bribe while in office. She pleaded not guilty to 5 counts of accepting bribes and 1 count of conspiracy to commit bribery, maintaining that all her actions as minister were carried out with impartiality and within the law. During her testimony, Alison Maduke also rejected claims linking her to large cash payments and luxurious benefits of contracts. She argued that some arrangements attributed to her were either unrelated or misrepresented. In another news, retired police officers in Nigeria have fixed April 20th for a nationwide protest to protest their demand for improved welfare and exit from the contributory pension scheme. The group, operating under a recognized association, said the demonstration will proceed as planned, urging members across the country to mobilize and participate in what they describe as a decisive action after years of neglect. The retirees also dismissed a rival group claiming to represent their interests, insisting it was not authorized to speak on their behalf. They maintained that their agitation is focused on securing better pension conditions and dignity in retirement amidst growing frustration over delayed payments and inadequate benefits under the current system. Also, Plateau State government has unveiled a 5-year climate change policy and action plan 2026 to 2030 aimed at strengthening the state's response to environmental challenges and building long-term climate resilience. The document, launched in Jos, is described by officials as a comprehensive roadmap designed to address issues such as rising temperature, flooding, desertification, and other climate-related risks affecting livelihoods and ecosystem in the state. The plan also set out strategies for mitigation and adaptation across key sectors, including agriculture, water resources, disaster risk management, and renewable energy development. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has challenged the African Democratic Congress to provide evidence that it formally applied to use Eagle Square for its national convention, insisting that no such request was received by the relevant authorities. He dismissed claims that the party was denied access to the venue, describing the allegations as unfounded and lacking proof of any official application process. Wike maintained that government venues are open to political parties and organizations that follow due procedure, noting that both the People's Democratic Party, the People Democratic Party, I beg your pardon, and the All Progressive Congress APC secured access in the past by submitting proper applications and paying required fees. Finally, on the international scene, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, World Bank and International Energy Agency have warned that the ongoing Middle East conflict is triggering a significant global energy and economic shock and have pledged coordinated policy support to help affected countries manage the fallout. The institution said the crisis has driven oil, gas and fertilizer prices with widespread effect on inflation, food security and employment, especially in energy importing and low-income economics. Now moving on to the next segment, which is business news with Hadiza Galadima. Hello, Hadiza. What do you have for us today? Story for today. We'll be moving on to the next segment after the break.
"5 years, one mission, building trust in Nigeria's business identity." From entrepreneurs to institutions, CAC is the engine behind the formal business existence, helping Nigeria register, structure, and grow. Today, CAC processes close to 10,000 business registration requests daily, powered by evolving digital systems, including AI-enabled service delivery. And beyond registration, CAC handles about 5,000 customer inquiries daily, supporting Nigerians with guidance and resolution. Because in today's world, credibility is currency. CAC's beneficial ownership register strengthens transparency, free to access, while protecting personal data in line with privacy standards. When businesses are registered properly, opportunities open, banking, contracts, investments, jobs, and growth that can't be trusted. CAC at 35, honoring legacy, strengthening trust, and powering the next Nigeria. Register, verify, and grow.
Welcome back from that break. Now to the next segment. Of course, my favorite segment. It is the newspaper review. And I'm here today with Abubakar Taraiki. Ladies and gentlemen, Abubakar is back. Hello, Abubakar.
Hello, Zainab.
Good to see you today.
Thank you, Zainab.
So we have just 3 headlines, but our first headlines is from the Daily Trust. And on the front page, it says, against odds, ADC holds convention. I've seen you had this conversation this morning, so I'd love to hear about it.
Zainab, this is to say that ADC have finally seen the light at the end of the tunnel.
How? They just told their friends in the convention. Or...
You know, from the court imbroglio to the nephew segment and to the David Mark segment, today finally ADC have seen the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
What I meant here is ADC, currently their own national convention is taking place in Abuja.
Yeah.
And from the way things look, the crowd is something for ADC to applaud. That simply means Nigerians have buy the idea of ADC, and many people are looking at ADC as just a political party that will come and maybe fulfill some campaign promises. So I think this convention is just a new political arrangement and setting ahead of 2027.
So it says, against all odds. What are the odds? What really happened today? I want to hear it from you.
The blockage.
Yeah.
There is an allegation, a rumor that they have actually wrote a request. They wanted to use the Eagle Square, and that request was actually rejected by the FCT minister. And also they wanted to use some part of the National Stadium, Moshood Abiola Stadium. It was also rejected by them. So this is to tell you that power is temporary.
But Wiki has come out to say that he did not just stop them, that there were no proper procedure, there were no proper registration to use the venues.
Zainab, you know, sometimes talking is easier than doing. And,
so who is doing the talking and not doing?
Well, you're not going to hear that from my mouth.
Okay, so let's see what you have.
Sometimes talking is easier than doing. And, you know, sometimes if you want to know the ability of a man, give him power. And power is lucrative, and power can change somebody. And you know how people are whenever they are in the position of power, sometimes they go blind. And you know how politicians are behaving in Nigeria. Maybe I'm not a member of the ADC. Maybe the ADC wrote and followed the due process, and subsequently the government of the day rejected that. We really don't know that.
Okay, but some people are mentioning that ADC shouldn't have even used Abuja in the first place. They should have moved somewhere else. Why are they coming to stress themselves to request for Abuja for their convention?
Well, the truth of the matter is Abuja is the cosmopolitan. If you are coming from the south, Abuja will be easy for you. If you are coming from the north, Abuja will be easy for you.
I feel like going to one particular state will produce a wrong notion of them. That
of course, it's going to produce. And you know, sometimes in Nigerian politics, whatsoever you do, they will interpret. Exactly. Maybe if now ADC take their own national convention to the north, definitely people will say that they are trying to favor some part of the country. Yes. If they take it to the south, definitely the northerners maybe may interpret them. So politics is all about calculation.
Ahead of 2027 election is becoming much more interesting. So moving on to our next headline, still on the Daily Trust front page. Again, commanders, soldiers killed in Boko Haram ambush. It's so sad. This is what is happening. Why the concurrent killing and soldier? It's like it's just getting worse. But our leaders are busy preparing ahead of 2027 election. I've seen so many apologies by the president, but what are the actions that have been taken to at least reduce this, if not totally curb?
Well, all this issue of insecurity that is taking place in Nigeria, to me, if you ask me, it's all attributed to the 2027 general elections. Oh. Because, you know, sometimes most of the African politicians, they can do everything in order to have the position they are eyeing for. And, you know, sometimes when the country is not stable, winning the election may be easier for some people, allegedly. And within the period of 1 week, we have lost a general, we have lost a colonel, and we have lost some junior soldiers in the Nigerian army. And at this juncture, I would like to urge on the government. If the government, because of political imbroglio, can declare a state of emergency instead, like Rivers, the issue that happened between Fubara and Wiki, if the government at the center can declare a state of emergency, I think it is high time for the government to declare a state of emergency in most of the affected areas.
I'm telling you, absolutely. I think I agree with you on this one because we're talking about the lives of people. And this is a very...
We have lost a general.
Yes.
We have lost a colonel. And remember in one of our discussions, I told you, do you know how it takes for someone to be a general in the Nigerian army? It's not a broad daylight. And for us replacing that loss, that gigantic loss in the Nigerian army is going to take us, like only God knows, the quantum of years.
It's a very sad development. Talking about security, we had a conversation yesterday with Shukra about the airstrike. The airstrike in the market, yes, in Yobe, the mistake, the so-called mistake from the army that they are not willing to accept that they had a very large mistake. And
Zainab, to me, that one is not a mistake. Rather, with due respect and apology, I can call it a negligence. Because within a period of 6 to 7 years or 5 years, this thing has happened for more than 15 years.
But they said anyway, the people, if they killed the people there are terrorists. So anyway, it was still a good thing.
Sometimes with the presence of Amnesty International, human rights, and some other civil society organizations, both local and international, the government will find every way, the government will employ every avenue in order to make the thing look like civilians were not killed. Up to now, we have seen reports from the executive governor of Borno State saying that market was closed almost 5 years ago.
Citizens are reporting that no, the people there are their people, and people were actually killed.
Of course, because
but the army are still reiterating that no life were killed. The market has been abandoned, and people residing in the market. It even sounds somehow that the people residing in the market for about 5 years are terrorists.
And of course, Zainab, this is to tell you the level of insecurity that is going on in this country.
The state of emergency, just
that
like
mistake that happened, it also happened at Kaduna, at Tudunbiri, just a year ago. Yeah. And it's also happening. And I am not praying for that. It may likely happen again. I'm not praying for that. And you know what it takes for Nigerian Air Force to strike? It has to pass through logistics. They have the intel. They have everything before they strike out. So we are just praying that Nigeria will be the Nigeria of 1960s, 1970s, and even 1990s.
So, Abubakar, I would like us to just move to our final paper, because this is actually a sad conversation for me. And it says, this is from the Punch front page, it says, Tinubu moves against terrorists after fresh military casualties. I think I've talked about this initially. Just now, I've seen a lot of apologies. I've seen a lot of Tinubu moves. I've seen a lot of Tinubu did this regarding the insecurity. But for you, I haven't seen any action. What action do you think have been taken regarding the incessant killing?
Zainab, I told you whenever it is election period, it has become a tradition in Africa. Allegedly.
But what is the connection? What is the connection?
That is to show you power is lucrative. And that is to tell you most people, most politicians in Africa are looking at power as a means to an end, not an end to means. Because they can invest everything to have that power. When I say everything, I mean everything. I don't want to sound a little bit academic, because as a layman, if you ask a layman, because Nigeria is going towards a state of anarchy. And sometimes some political historians may describe Nigeria as a failed state, or is at the verge of becoming a failed state. Because one of the features of a failed state is there is an absence of government in providing security. Now tell me, Zainab, as a journalist, it may be difficult for you to travel from Abuja to Kaduna to Kano by road.
Absolutely.
And it will be very difficult for you to travel from Abuja, Kefi, Jos, Bauchi by road.
At some point, we were relying on train, but now even train is
how many times the train was actually attacked?
Yes.
And look at people in Nigeria, commoners in Nigeria. It is only few among the selected Nigerians that can afford a flight ticket.
That is the only way for us, for the commoners like us. We have to use the road. So is either you go or you just stay at home.
People will tell you what they are experiencing. Recently, before I enter here, I saw a video, and one Nigerian was kidnapped.
Yes, an old man, I guess I've seen that.
I think I have even shared the video with you.
I saw the video.
They are mercilessly beating him. He was begging them in a state that you call a democratic state.
And you wonder
in a state that you call you have a president, in a state that you call you have executive governors.
You wonder what that man actually have. What that man actually have to give to these terrorists, these kidnappers, because I saw in news this morning that some people from Katsina State were kidnapped and they were asking for ransom of 150 million naira. Because these people do not have it. When you see them, you know that they do not have this kind of money. So it's either their life or their death. So what are the governments doing about this? What do you think the government should do?
Zainab.
Let's move from what are the because you've just mentioned clearly that it's election period and the government are not doing anything. What do you think can be done to help us reduce?
One of the major reasons why we are having this issue of insecurity incessantly, I think the government needs to go back to the drawing board. We need to rejig our foreign policy and national interest, because the presence of Nigeria in the midst of Francophone state is actually a threat to an Anglophone state like Nigeria.
Okay, Abakar, I think I want to draw the curtain for our newspaper review, but you've just mentioned
and the government
that
should do the needful. Maybe it is time for them to start thinking inward to the creation of state police.
You've just mentioned that the government should go back to the drawing board, but ladies and gentlemen, I think the government will go back to the drawing board after 2027 election, because as it is now, what is the priority for them is the 2027 election. So maybe the drawing board will come back after that election. With this, we'll be going to our next segment, which is our S24 reports. Stay with us.
Every girl deserves a chance to dream, to learn, and to become whatever she chooses. As the world celebrates International Women's Day, a special event called What Women Win is bringing that message directly to young minds. It was held at the Hassan Allatu Model Nursery Primary and Secondary School in Suleja. The annual festival celebrates women who are excelling in different fields and encourages girls to believe that they can do the same. During the session, the children were asked a simple question: what do you want to become in future? The answers came quickly: doctors, nurses, engineers, hairdressers, and even soldiers in the army. To reinforce the message, a motivational video was shown reminding the students that success does not come without challenges. Teachers, students, and the event organizers shared their thoughts on what the day meant to them.
I want to become a doctor in future because I want to treat people and make them healthy and also have the experience in the hospital. I learned never to give up because we will face many discrimination, and when we fail, we should try again.
I learned to be very hardworking. Anything you want to become, you should keep doing.
I'm the founder and program director for Page Initiative. What Women Win, it's a yearly festival that we have every year to celebrate International Women's Day, the whole month, in fact.
In fact, I feel excited for giving the opportunity to host such event today for the women. Today is the World Women's Day, and we're celebrating a grand style. We appreciate the efforts of these organizations.
The mentorship coordinator for Give Girls a Chance. Give Girls a Chance is a non-governmental organization here in Abuja that focuses on young girls. Our major aim is to educate, empower, and mentor them.
As a teacher, I can help the young girls to achieve their dreams through encouragement. Ask them what they want to become, help them, build them up to become that thing they want to be in future.
I am the communications manager for Brio Studios, one of the partners for Watch Women Win 2026. We're partnering with Page Initiative and Give Girls a Chance. Watch Women Win, in short, is just about showing women do cool things in cool spaces. We're commemorating International Women's Day and Women's History Month, and we want to bring it home for these young girls. We want them to see that ordinary women, ordinary girls just like them did extraordinary things. And what better way to do it than to tell it through their story? So we have an exhibition happening here. We also have the film screening, One Small Step, and we're showing them how a little girl took one small step per time to becoming something extraordinary. So the idea is to create a positivity mindset for these children.
For the organizers, Watch Women Win is about planting a seed of confidence in young girls early in life. Sometimes, all it takes to change the future is simply giving a girl a chance.
35 years, one mission. Building trust in Nigeria's business identity. From entrepreneurs to institutions, CAC is the engine behind formal business existence, helping Nigeria register, structure, and grow. Today, CAC processes close to 10,000 business registration requests daily, powered by evolving digital systems, including AI-enabled service delivery. And beyond registration, CAC handles about 5,000 customer inquiries daily, supporting Nigerians with guidance and resolution. Because in today's world, credibility is currency. CAC's beneficial ownership register strengthens transparency, free to access, while protecting personal data in line with privacy standards. When businesses are registered properly, opportunities open, banking, contracts, investments, jobs, and growth that can be trusted. CAC at 35, honoring legacy, strengthening trust, and powering the next Nigeria. Register, verify, and grow.
As the price of gold rises globally, miners in Kershi get little benefit from the boom despite their back-breaking work. They toil relentlessly, getting scraps from a commodity that enriches dealers and businessmen.
Shi wannan aikin na zinari muna tona rami ne, which is muna iya tona rami gaba 11 fiye da haka. Kuma mu yi step, which is muna ce da shi matakala a Hausance, har down. Wannan shine step na farko. Idan ka kai step na farko sai ka kunna fitalanka saboda me daga nan zuwa down wuri ne wanda duhu ne.
Pushed by global demand for gold, foreign mining companies have moved in.
Ai ni nan da ni da dan China ba ma shiri. Kin san rashin shiri na da dan China? Sakamakon nan sai da muka fara yi suka kore mu, suka sa aka kore mu, suka nuna mana karfi da kuɗi kuma haka. Kuma ni da ƙasata suka zo suka yi mu wannan abun, na kyale su abin da suke nema kuma ba su samu ba. Mu din dai da suke kora mu ne nan dai muke gano wannan gol da ake abun nan.
Yawwa akwai kuza, akwai ainihin zinari, sannan akwai wasu abubuwa irin su tantalaye, irin su suna nan da yawa, ba wai guda ɗaya ba ne. At least suna da yawa waɗanda ake samu. Muna da arzikin ƙasa damfam a ciki. Kai akwai ma wurin da in kun shiga nan har gishiri akwai. Mun yi aiki successful, mun kama kidnappers da hannunmu. Ai su kansu ko ina suna murna da zuwan wannan kungiya ta mu ta Nigerian Forest Security Service, ba don komai ba, don mun dakale wasu abubuwa daban. Yanzu ga su nan da ba su isa su zo nan ba. Zaki ganin su ga su nan suna fitowa yanzu suna ɗiban kayayyaki, suna albarkatun ƙasa, amma da ba su isa ba. Manoma ba su isa su zo wannan sashin ba, saboda in kin kula zaki ga duwatsu ne da kuma ainihin duwatsu da kuma bishiyoyi ga su nan ko ina inda suke ɓoyewa suna kwanto, amma duk mun hana su yanzu. Akwai bambantawa, mun hada abin da ake ce ma joint task force tare da police da soja da civil defense, muka shigo dajin nan rana ɗaya sanda muka kama kidnappers sun kai 5.
This site is rich with figments of gold and other rare earth materials.
Yanzu da gan shi fari haka, yanzu in muka kona shi kuma zai koma jajjawar, kuma muna kona shi ne da abin sigari. Sai mun sa mai abin sigari mun kanannaɗe shi, sannan za mu samu leta ko wuta haka sai mu kanga shi jiki. In muka kanga shi jiki zai koma jajjawar, shikenan za a iya kai shi Usai market a je a auna shi, a narka shi, kawai a ci gaba da amfani da shi daga nan har ƙasar waje ko ina.
Masu kasuwancin shi ba mutumin da za ki shigo a cikin kasuwan nan a ce lalle ga shagon sanan shi yake saidawa. Akwai kamar masu sayan irin na Najeriya ba wani wurin da za ki nuna a ce ga inda ake sai da shi saboda wanda wasu ma in suka zo in dai ba wanda ya san ka ba ma kai ba ka san sun zo da shi cikin kasuwa sai su zo su sai da su har kansu wanda za ka sani he kamar wanda ko ka san shi tun can da amma wanda baka sani ba baka san harakar shi ba ma he zo ya gama abin da yake ma baka sani ba kuma nan ba wani shago ke akwai ba wanda za a ci ga in an kawo na Najeriya ga inda ake sarrafa shi ba cikin kasuwa ne kamar yadda ka san wannan mutum ya shigo ya yi kasuwanci shi ya koma haka su.
In global economics and trade, gold has often been thought of as a safe asset. Amid volatility, trade wars, and tariff hikes, gold is considered a stable investment. As the price of gold rises globally, miners in Kershi get little benefit from the boom despite their back-breaking work. They toil relentlessly, getting scraps from a commodity that enriches dealers and businessmen. These miners find themselves caught between rising international demand and a harsh economic reality. Wealth flows upward, leaving them behind.
Welcome back. Now to technology, innovation, and the digital world with me, Gladys Emmanuel. The Obi Lulu Briggs ICT Center in River State has been commissioned by Platform Petroleum Limited to boost digital development. The facility, equipped with over 280 computers, will support CBT exams and provide digital training for youth. It aims to empower young people with tech skills, improve access to digital learning, and support Nigeria's growing digital economy. Moving on, African urged to unite on AI and cybersecurity in Nigeria through the National Information Technology Development Agency, urging African countries to work together to strengthen their digital future. The call focuses on key areas such as artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and cloud infrastructure, which are critical for innovation and economic growth. It also highlights concerns over rising cyber threats, fragmented digital policies, and the need for improved digital skills and capacity building across the continent. Moving on, Nigeria remains Africa's leading fintech hub with rapid growth in mobile payments and digital banking. Startups continue to attract strong foreign investment driven by high demand for accessible financial services. Fintech is also transforming how Nigerians manage money, making digital banking and mobile payments part of everyday life. Finally, on the global space, South Korea has recorded a major rise in ICT exports, reaching about $43.5 billion in March 2026. Driven mainly by rising demand for AI technology and semiconductors, with chip exports increasing by over 150%. The surge is set to link to higher demand for data centers, AI systems, and smart devices, and how it is also reshaping global trend, especially in advanced computing hardware. And that's it on IC World. Khadija Mohammed is on standby with the entertainment update after the break.
Hello, and welcome back from that break. And now, let's dive into the entertainment update for today. Afrobeat superstar Burna Boy delivered an electrifying performance in Elgona, headlining a major Red Sea concert that drew music lovers from across the region. The Grammy-winning artist took over the Elgona Conference and Culture Center, commanding the stage with a high-energy set pack with his biggest hit. From start to finish, Burna Boy kept the crowd fully engaged, blending Afrobeat, reggae, and grassroots of the performance that reaffirmed his African's leading music expert. The concert further cements Elgona's growing reputation as a hub for international live music and cultural events. Now from a global stage performance to global recognition of music legends, the two legendary Nigerian artists have made history as Fela Kuti and Shadi Adu are inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 2026. Fela Kuti received the Early Influence Award, recognized for creating Afrobeat and shaping the foundation of modern African and global music. While Sade, inducted in the performer category, is celebrated for her timeless sound, a unique fusion of soul, jazz, and pop that has influenced generations worldwide. This year's class also features icons like Luther Vandross, Wu-Tang Clan, Queen Latifah, and Phil Collins. And moving on, still on the global icons, but this time from music to the world of film and fashion. The Hollywood star Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway lit up the red carpet at the premiere of The Devil Wears Prada 2 in Shanghai. The highly anticipated sequel brings back the iconic fashion-driven storyline that captivated audiences worldwide. With both actresses reprising their celebrated roles, their appearance has already sparked excitement among fans, signaling a major cinematic comeback from the beloved franchise. And finally, from high fashion on the red carpet to the high-tech storytelling on the big screen. Sony Pictures have unveiled exclusive footage of Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse at the CinemaCon, confirming a June 18, 2027 release. The preview introduces multiple versions of Miles Morales, teasing a deeper multiverse conflict with visually groundbreaking animation. Producers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller says the film will push creative boundaries, designed for an immersive IMAX experience. After years of anticipation, the final chapter of the Spider-Verse trilogy is set to deliver a spectacular cinematic conclusion. And that brings us to the end of the entertainment update for today. Up next is Sport News with Marta after the break.
Hello and welcome to your Sport Update, where we bring you the biggest stories from football and athletics. We begin with the story off the pitch involving Jorginho and American pop singer Chappell Roan. The midfielder has issued a public apology after wrongly accusing the singer of authorizing a security guard who allegedly confronted his young stepdaughter during a hotel incident in Brazil. Initial claims he suggested the guard acted on behalf of the singer, sparking widespread backlash online. However, new information revealed the guard was not affiliated with Roan, prompting Jorginho to retract his statements and describe the situation as a misunderstanding. He expressed regret over the confusion and emphasized that his reaction was driven by concern for his family. Attention now turns to the transfer market, where Paris Saint-Germain are reportedly battling a trio of Premier League clubs for a highly rated youngster from Newcastle United. The French champions are keen to secure emerging talent as part of their long-term rebuild, but face stiff competition from English sides eager to keep the player within the league. While negotiations are still at an early age, the growing interest highlights the players' rising profile and Newcastle's challenge in holding onto their brightest prospects. Back home, Oyo State is gearing up for a major sporting spectacle as it backs the grand finale of the MTN Champs. More than 3,200 athletes are expected to converge at Ibadan for the event, making it one of the largest youth athletics gatherings in the country. The competition is designed to discover and nurture emerging talents, reinforcing grassroots sports development and positioning Nigeria for future international success. And finally, controversy in football officiating as former Manchester United midfielder Michael Carrick has criticized what he described as an absolutely shocking decision. Carrick was reacting to a red card shown to Lisandro Martinez, insisting the call was harsh and could have significant implications for his team. The incident has reignited debates around refereeing standards and consistency in high-stakes matches. And that's it on Sport News. Coming up next is Pidgin News after the break.
Welcome, my people. We go begin today tori from doctor money where they don't dey pay them, reach kasala wey burst for Castina, and we go touch everything where they happen for Naija, reach obodo oyibo today. The federal government don't start to pay resident doctors the money where they've been they owe them since. All this one starts after them change the way they calculate doctors' salary. Some doctors don't receive salary for 1 month, some now for 6 months. But their oga don't tell them, say people will never see alert, make them relax, say the money they come. But they won't say August salary feel late for like 1 or 2 weeks because of paperwork for office. Kasala boss for Castina State again. Bandits don't kidnap 15 people for Zangon community, Kankara, Castina State. Now mostly women and pikin them carry, and the kidnappers they ask for 150 million naira before them release them. People don't run leave their house because fear they catch them. The community people say the money too big. Them not even know where they want to see that kind of money from. Former Petroleum Minister Dizani Alison Madueke don't tell court for London say she not do any corner or take bribe when she be minister. She say all the money and bribery levels where them talk say she do now lie. She say she follow law, do everything where she do for office. She say everything where them talk now, waiting she no do at all. The case still they go on as we they talk like this. Police people we don't retire say them go come out for streets for the whole Nigeria on April 20. Them say the government they streets. Them say the government they treat them like say they no serve the country. They want make government commode them from that contributory pension scheme and make sure say them get better welfare and benefits. Because people we don't retire suppose they chop. Plateau State don't ready to fight climate change. Plateau State government don't bring out 1 5-year plan from 2026 reach 2030 to take care of the environment. They won't fight heavy flood, make water no they spoil our road. They enter people's house, go they spoil their property again. They won't make sure say ground no they too dry again, where them they call desertification. And too much heat no go there. Them say this plan will help farmers bring more light, where Oyibo they call renewable energy, and create green jobs for youth. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, they follow ADC drag convention place matter. The party say Wike refused me then use Eagle Square. Wike said say they no talk say they won't use the Eagle Square. Say no paper reaching office from them. He even talks say anybody wait tell and say they been told say they won't use the place, make it come aside. He can't talk say anybody will follow the right way to apply. Go fit use any public place for Abuja. The war where they happen for Middle East, they affect everywhere. It they worry everybody for in country. IMF and World Bank don't want say the fight where they happen for Middle East, they wound the world economy. Because of the war, price of petrol and gas don't go up. Even fertilizer for farmers don't cost. Food don't cost, and many people they lose their work, especially for countries we no still first get money before. Them say even the war stop, even if the war stop today, the hunger and wahala no go quick end. Now all the story we will bring for you today be that. My name na Sidikat Yusuf. I go sharply return on and give Zainab Ibrahim. Our version of the news, and we would like to sincerely apologize for the technical issues encountered during the live. With this, we'll be closing the curtain on S24 Rundown. Please do join us tomorrow same time as you follow us on all our social media platforms at S24 Television. My name is Zainab Ibrahim.